Okay, and we are good to go. You will find yourself suddenly, quite suddenly, sitting in a very pretty room. Wood floors, plaster walls, large red couches. If anyone would like to a view of the room, you can double click on the coffee table in the center of the room that you're currently in, and you should be able to pull up an isometric view. Let me know if it
That's
doesn't work.
clever. Wow.
It's actually really neat.
I can't see the circular text around it, but I can see the middle text on the wall.
Sponsored by the Bureau of Balance, there are 2 posters on the wall. One is black with white writing, and one is white with black writing. And they both say, "Welcome, everything is fine."
Very good place vibes.
I think my first instinct is going to look down at my outstretched hand to see if I'm still holding that drink I was holding a second ago.
You are not.
I think I've been drugged.
Just kind of like blink a couple times, and all of a sudden I'm in a room with a bunch of people I don't know. I'm like, I'm also going to check my hands. Am I still holding my pen?
You are not. You do have your handbag with you, for what it's worth.
Well, at least I haven't lost everything.
I knew that bartender looked shady.
I look down. Am I still holding the gem in that hand?
You are not holding a gem. However, you are significantly shorter than you remember being.
I say, friend, you are not the only one knowing that you must be half rats right now. And then he goes, I say, my voice sounds a little off.
I'm gonna blink over and look at the tiny man. Well, nice to know I'm still drunk. I don't think I've ever seen someone as small as you. You all walk here, or have you all been kidnapped as well?
Marcus?
I'm leaning towards kidnapped.
Gideon, why don't you describe what you look like a little bit?
Short answer, a hobo. Longer answer. As far as anyone's aware of time periods, kind of a roughly Victorian style dress. Looks like the clothes might have been fine at one point, but are kind of run down and ragged. He's got kind of a ragged cloak about his shoulders, scruffy, several weeks old beard, long hair that's kind of rough around the edges. He honestly, he looks like a Victorian thug. I would actually add in that his eyes are going along with the theme of people kind of changing when they come here. His eyes have a particular amber coloring to them that you don't normally see in people.
And Danielle, what do you look like?
So I'm wearing an overcoat. I've got my hat on. I've got kind of short gloves and a handbag. fair-skinned, long, like kind of a medium brown hair color, gray blue eyes. And I obviously just came out of an office job somewhere.
Somewhere, would you say mid 1940s, early 40s?
Uh, late 30s, early 40s.
Okay. Cecil, what are you rocking?
So, Cecil is sitting with his feet barely able to bend over the side of the chair, in a Victorian, what's best described as an explorer's costume. Looks like a little kid wearing an explorer's costume. Button-up coat. He's got a little fez on, an eyepiece. He's got an imperial mustache, one of those ones that curls up into little circles on the side. He's got boots with spats, cover up to the ankles, up to the knees, belts across the waist. He has cut the sleeves off. Does look like that was a recent addition, possibly because of the climate he might have been in. That's about that.
Okay. And Marcus?
Marcus is about 6'2", short cut hair, clean cut, shaven face. He's wearing a old style suit. Think of what a professor would wear in probably the late 1940s. He's looks like he's built well, and he looks confused as hell.
I should point out that Cecil's ears are pointy. Just point that out. He hasn't noticed that yet.
I'm going to stand up and start kind of moving around the room. Do I feel as drunk as I was a minute ago?
You don't. Unfortunately, no.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Seems like a waste of money, that.
Extraordinary waste of money.
Entering the room is another short person. This probably about 3 feet tall. Kind of a harried expression on her face, long pointed ears, curly brown hair. She looks at you all. Right, you lot. Okay, welcome to the Bureau. Sorry, we weren't expecting you, so we're a little unprepared. And she looks down at her clipboard. Can everyone roll me a d20, please?
Roll the game.
Natural one.
Wonderful.
Fitting.
Six. Also, would this newcomer resemble anything I might have read about or seen in my family's books?
Not really. She looks very strange. I mean, strange, but not like, except, she doesn't strike you as like, I don't know. She does look strange, I guess. As strange as Cecil, probably.
I'm sorry. How do you roll?
You type /roll 1d20.
Flash roll. Okay. Flash roll. Sorry.
And a 4, and a 6, and a 1, and Danielle, I don't think you actually rolled a die.
I think I just got it to go through as one. Is I also got a 4?
Oh,
1. Oh, you also got
Rolls a 1, off to a roaring start.
Okay, so 2 1s, a 4, and a 6. She...
I'm king.
This is going very well, y'all. She kind of looks at you all. Alright, you, the Belmont, come with me.
I kind of start a little bit. I'm sorry, who are you?
My name is Gina, and I will be yours supervisor. Let's say supervisor. That sounds very much more pleasant. Now, if you come with me, we must go meet in my office.
This is the damnedest hallucination I've ever had. Sure, why not?
I definitely wouldn't drink the beer. That's for sure.
Too late.
And take a shower, man.
I had one last week.
Last week.
As you enter the office, if you'd like, you can click on the desk and see an isometric view of the room that you were in.
One step ahead of you. Oh no. I look around and then I just blink at the posters on the wall. Really running the gamut there, aren't you?
It's a good reminder. So, Mr. Belmont, not quite the one we were aiming for, but Belmont's a Belmont, really. And she kind
You've
of...
no idea how often I've heard that.
You know, I get the feeling I do. So, welcome to the Bureau of Balance. And she kind of looks over the paperwork in front of her. Gideon Belmont, how did you die?
Jeez. Is that the DM asking?
That is
or
the DM asking you.
Oh God. Probably ignominiously in a gutter somewhere.
Seems correct.
Yeah, the last vestige of a noble family gone to waste.
She kind of tuts over her paperwork.
Gonna peer out the window over here.
That is quite unfortunate. Well, we do have a couple of options available to you. One, I can escort you to the door. You can toddle off to your final end, wherever you're supposed to go. Whatever afterlife you have chosen in your life.
My final end.
Oh, did you not know? Okay, so, welcome to the afterlife. You are dead.
Huh. Not exactly what I was expecting there. You sure I'm just not bloody drunk somewhere?
No, you were bloody drunk somewhere, and now you are no longer bloody drunk somewhere. Your body is in the gutters.
Oh, Happy New Year. Is there anything outside these windows?
It is, you see a walled-in garden. It looks like the area around you is very, very walled in. It's beautiful, and there's grass and trees and things like that, but everything seems very close. Like, there's not, like you get to the end of the walled-in garden, and it's just, like, foggy after that.
I'm just kind of like ambling along the corners of the room, peeking out of all the windows and taking it in.
Right, Mr. Belmont, would you like to sit down?
I'm not sure. This is all very queer.
I'm certain it is. So, unfortunately, you died from alcohol poisoning. However, you do have
That's what does me in.
Unfortunately,
Oh, that's a
yes.
laugh.
However, there are options available to you. We at the Bureau are prepared to offer you a contract. While you were not the original one we were looking for, we are prepared to offer you a contract with us in order to maybe stave off the judgment a little bit. Perhaps even earn some good points in whatever faith system you adopted while alive.
So you're offering me a job in exchange for good boy points?
I am. Do you feel like you might be in need of some good boy points, Mr. Belmont?
Frankly, I'm in need of a stiff drink right now, but honestly, I'm not afraid of death. It's living that's the hard part.
Oh, congratulations, you are dead.
Bully for me.
What comes afterwards is entirely up to you. Compensation with the Bureau is quite generous. We do offer long-term contracts as well as short-term. While you are with us, you will be offered room board, and food and drink, I suppose.
And the wonderful view of a wall, I suspect?
Actually, there's quite a bit of travel involved with the job that you would be doing.
Huh. Suppose it's better than ringing in the new year drunk off my ass. Sure, why not?
Wonderful.
Who were you looking for?
I believe it was your father, but unfortunately...
Shit.
Yes, well, things didn't go quite as planned. He...
They rarely do.
As happens. So, if you will just sign below, this says that you certify that you are agreeing to this without any threat and of your own free will, and that you're aware of the risks and rewards available to you while working for the Bureau. And she turns a book towards you. There's a lot of very small print.
I just pick up whatever pen or quill's there and just sign without reading any of it.
Wonderful. Alright, let me take you back to the waiting room. I believe, hopefully I will get everyone else to sign as well, and we can be on our way to your house. She just walks out of the room like this is the most normal conversation that she has 15 times a day.
Well, that was certainly the nicest offer I've ever heard for my soul. Hey, everyone, we're dead.
She just
I
sighs.
beg your pardon.
Thank you, Mr. Belmont. You are very kind and super helpful. Alright, Miss Steele, if you would come with me, please.
I kind of stand up and collect myself and walk in after her.
I'm just rolling again because forgotten that halflings can reroll ones, and I'm just rolling for the sake of rolling. It's not going to matter, but just out of curiosity.
I was gonna have the people who rolled natural ones roll off, so no worries. So I'm just gonna pull you over here. If you'd like, you can double click the desk and see a view of the room that you were in.
I'm moving the map to get over to the office.
I just moved you into the office. You should be able to right click on your mouse and drag over the map so you can see where you are.
Aha, thank you. All right.
Welcome, Miss Steele. So, Danielle, DM to how did you die?
Well, I remember heading home from the office after work. I might have been hit by an automobile.
Hmm,
I don't really remember.
fair enough. Miss Gina kind of looks over the paperwork. Right, so, you showed certain skills while you were alive that we would like to invite you to improve on, if that is something you'd be interested in. Um, of course, this is a free and open choice. You are allowed to agree or disagree. You can decide to walk away to whatever afterlife awaits you. If you do decide to join the Bureau, we would be able to offer you room and board and a second lifetime of adventure.
This would cost me what?
Oh no, we'd pay you. This is a job offer, sort of.
Very unconventional job offer.
It really is, but it's a very unconventional job.
Interesting. What sort of adventure?
You would be traveling across, um, all the dimensions, setting things right, being a big hero.
Dimensions.
It's a lot to wrap your mind around, I admit. Just imagine like you could jump in and out of storybooks and be big heroes. That's a good way to put it. I find you humans prefer that description.
What's the other description?
Well, if you'd like, we can get into multidimensional theory and the rules of the multiverse. I have about 15 books on it. I can get them for you.
It'd be one or two, just so you know which rules not to break.
Oh, it just varies from universe to universe, really.
And there's nothing that goes across all of them that just says, don't stick a fork in an electrical socket.
I mean, it's generally a bad idea in all universes, but many of them don't even have electricity. We need someone adaptable, and I think that you're the person for the job.
Sounds interesting, at least.
And it's good credit for whatever afterlife you choose after this. Or you could work for the Bureau for the rest of your eternity.
Let's start a little bit shorter than all of eternity.
Fantastic. And she will turn the book towards you to sign.
I'm going to read the page.
Roll me an intelligence check, please.
Alright, so I went into my sheet and I hit the intelligence check mark. Is that what
Yep.
I'm not seeing it popping up in the rolls. Did they go direct to you?
No, it shouldn't. I don't see anything either. You clicked on, like, the word intelligence and then hit ability check? There you go. 16.
It's figured out eventually.
So, you're familiar with businesses and legalese, and a lot of this is, like, very straightforward, like we are not responsible for any harm that might come to you while you are in while you are in the service of the bureau. The rights and remunerations of this of the undersigned are to be listed below. A house, it just kind of goes through. It's very basic legalese. Though some of it is more complicated, and some of it is in a language you don't speak, um, which is a little frustrating. I would imagine. Um, but all of it seems to be on the up and up. None of it seems to be stick out to you as remarkably that like nothing seems remarkably out of place, I suppose.
Is there an addendum to this that specifies the length of this contract? And can I get I hesitate to say English, but a language I can read, like, copy?
Of course. Yes, that can be arranged. And she kind of digs through her desk and pulls out a sheath of papers and hands it over to you. It's a little bit longer, but it's basically like just saying the same thing more or less over again. Most of it is translated into another language just for people who don't speak English. Though English is surprisingly common across the multiverse, it's hard to explain. Um, it's actually less common in your universe than it is in most other universes. Just one of the things.
Terribly ironic.
I will get you some books. And I'll have them sent to your new house.
Alright, I will sign the copy.
Wonderful. She takes the copy, you see her kind of put it into a desk, more or less where she had pulled it out. It looks like she filed it away. Right, let's go see our next person. And she will escort you back to the waiting room.
That was interesting. It gave me an error because my token collided with the wall.
Yeah, it'll do that.
Does anyone else notice that there's no doors to the outside here? Just
you
me
see-
then. All right.
Just asking, Heather, can you see anything out the windows?
You see some small gardens, kind of a grassy area, a brick wall, and then it's just foggy. It's like, when you play video games and like the rendering, you got your settings turned down low so it doesn't render that far out. That's the vibe.
I ain't got the foggiest clue what you're talking about. What is this video game you speak of?
I'm talking to John. John knows.
John knows video games, yes. Yeah, everything seems a little obscured as well. But I'm trying to see what is up with this sign. I don't understand. What do they mean by everything is fine?
It's
Propaganda.
It's mostly so people don't panic. Oh, you're from the night. Okay. Mid early 1900s. That makes, yes, propaganda, sure. Cecil, would you come with me, please?
Mid
yeah.
early. What?
Yes, of course. Did you say 1900s? And he kind of shakes that off, and he pops down off the chair, which shakes him a little bit, and he pushes himself off and twists his fez. And when he does, it's the first time his hands touch his ears, and his eyes get really wide, and he puts his hands on both of the tips of his ears, and he's like, "What? What?" And he's just trying to find some type of a reflection somewhere. And what is this? What is this? What is my voice?
Right.
Yeah, something has happened to me. He seems to could just breathe for a second and figure this out. Nope. Nope. Straightens his coat. Cecil Kendrick Cooks III. You will prevail. Alright. And he strides into the office.
Was that a brownie? No. Too tall for one.
What is a brownie exactly?
The Fey spirit likes to clean things. Very small.
So you're telling me you actually believe in these things?
I don't know how to answer that, mate. Apparently I'm dead.
Excuse me, you're undead?
I suppose I am. That's a fascinating turn of events.
Are you sure that you, were just drinking?
Oh yes, I was quite drunk indeed. Best way to ring in the 1900s.
Maybe in the 1900s.
What do you mean by ring in? It's been the 1900s now for a long time.
What, you daft, mate? It's December 31st, 1899.
I apologize, sir. I think you're mistaken. It is January 2nd, 1952.
Who won the war?
Excuse me?
What war?
The one in the 1940s.
Do you not read the papers?
Last I checked, it was July of 1940.
I believe that you both have been smoking something that is not good for you, and you should probably stop sooner rather than later.
Drinking, mate, not smoking.
Ah, yes, I heard of that new drug. I believe they call it LSD.
Bless you.
Excuse me, I did not sneeze.
Oh, my mistake.
So I didn't get any of that. He was in the other room already. Would have lost his shit if he had heard any of that stuff.
As you all have this conversation, Gina will, escort you into her office. She actually pulls out a mirror and will hand it to you.
Like in his face, and he's like, what's happened?
So, it looks like there was some magical interference when you were pulled over. You are now a gnome now. Congratulations and welcome.
No. Obviously, I've made it out of the cave, and I've since, smothered a parrot. Way too much absinthe, and where I found the absinthe, I'll never know. And this is obviously just side effect. I'm obviously seeing things. This is not possible. And he's tipping the tops of his ears. It's like, it feels so real. Looking at his hands, slightly bigger than they were before. Height around the room, but everything seems so, tapping on the table. It feels so real.
All right. So, question of the moment. Cecil, how did you die?
I'm sorry, miss. What did you say?
No, I'm saying that out of character.
Okay, you're asking me. Okay.
Out of character. How did your character die?
I don't know. He was blasted by a mad Tahunga. Is a starter with a magical beam, and Cecil used another gem to block the beam and wound up here.
Right, unfortunately there are like maybe 3 magic users in your entire world, and you ran into one of them. So there was a little magical interference with your death, and bringing you over was a little bit complicated, and you got a little bit transmogrified.
Ah, yes. That explains it.
Right, so welcome to your afterlife. There are 2 options for you. As I was telling your Spark companions, you can choose to move on to the next life, um, if you wish, and whatever judgment is facing you. Or you can continue a lifetime of discovery and adventure with the Bureau.
Now, you say adventure. Doing what exactly?
Helping restore balance to the multiverse.
Okay. That does sound like a bit of nanny knocking. Um, and I'm all for a bit of nanny knocking. Will there be a chance to do some, I don't know how to put this, some knowledge gathering, some
Oh,
exploring?
oh, most certainly. Exploring, you would be exploring more than anyone in your world could even imagine. It would be interdimensional exploring.
I'll admit that does sound promising.
You would be dealing with natives of the dimensions that you would be going to. You would be helping them. Helping them bring balance to bringing balance to all of the dimensions, making sure nothing tips towards evil. Like they do. Um, all sorts, all sorts of knowledge, things that you couldn't even imagine. You could even have access to magic.
And with that, his eyebrows kind of pick up a bit. So that does take the egg there. Um, I really have nothing to go back to. So,
There's plenty of opportunities for advancement within the Bureau, if that's something you would like to think about in the long term, of course. But in the meantime, we would be offering you a house, a steady paycheck, and supplies, as well as transport to your various adventures and expeditions.
mm. um, I say you have an adventurer. Points his
Fantastic.
finger and he's very excited. And
You just sign on the book here, and we will get you all set up.
he takes the pen or quill, whatever you're gonna have,
Mm-hmm.
and he's holds it in his hand haphazardly. He's like, used to.
You get used to it. I myself was. Well, I mean, I was never tall, but. And she just shrugs.
Cecil, Hendrik, Clay, Third, Explorer. Mm. He's, seems to have, for somebody so small, he seems to be very big in his own mind right now. Puts the pen down or the quill. He puts his hands on either side of his lapels, his jacket opening. He goes, yes, this seems like a good thing.
I think so.
He looks down at the floor. That's very close.
Like I said, you get used to it. I will escort you back out, and we will talk to your last person, and then I can introduce you to your new house.
walks over.
Okay. All right, last but certainly not least, Marcus, will you follow me, please?
Any chance we could get some drinks in here?
Not at the moment. Maybe you should stay sober just for a moment.
I would really rather not.
Maybe 10 minutes. Just give it a shot. See what happens.
Asking a lot.
In a multi-dimensional worth of opportunities, I think you can manage 10 minutes sober.
Oh, you don't know me very well.
Unfortunately, I do. All right, Professor, welcome, welcome.
Now, I have to tell you, there has been plenty of people that have tried to convince me to assist them, and I will tell you, it doesn't matter the amount of money that you're going to offer me. My work is my work, and I am not giving it away to anyone.
Of course. How would you feel about all expense paid travel across the multidimensional universe in order to study and interact with locals? Explore. You can write as many papers as you'd like. I think we'd be appreciative of it.
Excuse me. You said something there. I really feel like that everybody should lay off the drugs. I know they're kind of very experimental, and apparently I've been drugged myself because never mind.
That is.
Did you say multiverse?
I did. So, Marcus, DM speaking. How did you die?
He actually died of old age with his family.
Sounds good. You'll notice you don't quite look like you did when you were alive. She'll hand the same mirror to you that she had given to Cecil.
He actually looks the same. I guess I'm getting a little bit of gray hair. I mean, I don't feel as though it's appropriate to mention that, but...
Thought you died at, like, 70, 80. Alright, fine. Maybe you just were one of those ones that aged very well. Anyway, yes. So, welcome. You are dead. Sorry about that. You have an opportunity...
Dead?
Yes, you died.
Continue. I'm sorry, I apologize. I interrupted you.
You passed away. The options available to you are to continue on to your afterlife of choice and whatever judgment might face you, or to continue a life of adventure and exploration in worlds that you have never seen or heard of before.
I like the way where you're going. It's exploration. Finding ancient ruins, artifacts. Sign me up.
Wonderful. And she just pushes the book towards you.
Quill.
It's very quaint. I like the style of it.
You know, they make pens nowadays, right?
They do. Many places have discovered pens. I still like a quill. Feels more official.
Who signs it, puts it down, slides the book back. So, when do we begin?
Well, first things first, let's get you settled in. Let me take you all to your house. So if you would like to follow me to the waiting room.
Room and board, even better.
During that whole meeting, Cecil's been trying to get used to his new body. He's been climbing up and down the benches and the couch. Been like moving around, just kind of like to get feel for new height.
I've just been staring at him this entire time, just watching these acrobatics.
He's treating like the bench like it's the Matterhorn. It's the swear it was Everest to him. It was such a feat for him. First time.
Alright, if you would all like to follow me. We will get you to your new house. You can pick new rooms. I think you'll be very pleased with all of it. We've done a little bit of redecorating for you all.
Wait, house singular?
House singular, yes. You all will
You
be
expect
working.
4 adults who have never met each other before to move into the same house together.
It is quite a large house, and you all will be working as a team, so it might be best for you to learn to get along very quickly.
Does it have a liquor cabinet?
Why don't you follow me and find out?
All right then.
And she leads you to this door here. Now, if I've set it up correctly, when you enter and stand on that tile, you should move.
The guitar does.
Oh shit. I do not own a token with vision in this scene.
Oh, sorry, I didn't. For some reason, I think I didn't set up the corresponding tile for you to teleport to, so I will drag you all out manually. 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe that's everybody.
What on?
I keep
Yeah.
running into walls.
That was interesting. Is that sort of transportation usual?
We do have some doors that go places that they might not be physically connected to, but not. It's not super usual.
Is there any kind of bright flash or anything when
Nope.
we went from one place to the other?
Just a whoosh.
PTSD for him then.
Alright, welcome to your new house. Please pick your rooms, get settled. We won't have any missions. It's a little later in the day, so we won't have any missions for you until probably at least tomorrow. Maybe the day after, depending on how things go at the home office.
Gideon's already just kind of shuffling around, opening doors, looking around. Huh.
Hold on the stairs. I'm fixing them. I forgot that I did not fix them yet. Doop. Teleport. Okay, so hopefully I'm gonna quickly frack. Sorry, all. New system for me too. Where did the gray box go? Alright. Trigger. On enter everyone.
Indoor privy and everything. How fancy. Very modern.
And where are the house staff?
They're invisible. They're called unseen servants. You get a staff of 3.
So, that's interesting. Question, DM. As I'm roaming around, my fighting style is blind fighting, so I can sense invisible things that are within 10 feet around me. Do I just like casually wander past these servants?
Yes. Okay, stairs work now. FYI, everybody. I fixed them.
What the hell? I'll like pause by the first one I walk by and wave a hand out to see if I feel anything.
You don't feel anything.
I swear there's something that... Ghosts.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
I have to move to the stairs properly, aren't I, to get...
Teleport.
Huh.
Update. Alright.
Fascinating.
So,
Careful,
stairs.
there's ghosts about. I just say that as I pass Cecil without any explanation whatsoever.
Did you say? I'm upstairs. I didn't hear a word you said. Go up here. Here. There we
By
go.
the gods, a private bath. This is quite the fancy place.
Didn't anything. I keep colliding with walls.
Very interesting.
And I'm guessing all the windows looking out sees the same kind of like garden with fog beyond.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Out of curiosity, is there literally a sword on this bedside table?
There is literally a sword on that bedside table.
I'm immediately going to walk over and pick it up to inspect it.
Yeah, you inspect it. That's a hell of a sword.
Going to draw it and just test its balance as I swish it around a little.
It's a good sword.
Huh.
So I believe as a part of all of you guys' creating your character, you had selected magic items. Did all of you select magic items or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. As you explore the house, you find the magic items with your name attached to a small tag to them.
Not what I'm used to. And inspect it.
I can't remember if I requested a amulet or just a saint or just the weapon itself. I'm fine with either, but I just want to make sure I react appropriately.
Mm-hmm. Depends, did you?
think I did say that it was a amulet or pendant of some kind.
Sorry.
So, out of curiosity, about where would I find that at?
Probably in your room next to the sword.
Cool, I chose the right room.
And it does have the Belmont symbol on it. I will fix the stairs another time in between games, I promise. Sorry about the
That's
fuckiness.
alright.
I was like, I can do this cool thing, and then it broke.
It's been pretty cool so far.
Okay. So, you find a necklace with the Belmont symbol on it.
Yeah, when I find it, I just kind of stand and stare at it in my hand for a little while.
What was the name of your uncle that went missing?
Let's say his name was Richter.
Richter? You see a few names on it, all Belmont names, the last one on it being Richter.
You've got to be kidding me. I'm going to put it on around my neck and tuck it in under my shirt, and then pick up the sword and just casually carry the scabbard against my shoulder as I go out into the hall.
Stuck in a loop.
Found my room. Wait, where's the pixie that was showing us the house?
Not the foggiest clue.
Do I recall if she followed us in, or did she just kind of introduce us to the house and let us wander off?
She kind of, she followed you in a little bit, and then you all wandered off, and she was like, okay, they got this, and she left. You get the feeling she might be, you can roll an insight check, actually, if you want.
Oh, wow, that was very high.
21. This is part team building exercise, part she's got better things to do than show you how a toilet works.
Ah, shit. All right, then I'm going to hunt for the liquor cabinet.
Roll investigation. If anyone wants to help, they can add the assist, but you got to convince someone to help you.
Anyone else need a drink? Just me then? All right. He just wanders off. All right, investigate. Still with the sword, just carrying the sword on one shoulder.
Yeah, you guys noticed that probably the sketchiest looking one of all of you is walking around with a sword on his shoulder looking for the liquor cabinet. Do with that what you will.
Mark is the scene worse.
It's not the strangest thing I've seen today.
A couple minutes later. I can't find the liquor cabinet.
Oh dear. So I think I'm going to take this bedroom that I'm in with the spiral staircase in it.
Mm-hmm.
I approve. I'm somewhat torn on my magical item.
So you notice that your room has something a little special in it. It has a spiral staircase, a hidden bookshelf into a spiral staircase that leads you somewhere to this little sitting area over here.
Oh, this is lovely. don't suppose I'm gonna want to this doorway. Nope, it's not hidden by a bookshelf. Somewhat unfortunate.
Actually, it is.
Oh, it is.
You can see the line.
Ah, excellent.
So you have it. You claim the room with the hidden study.
I did indeed.
I'm sure the professors will not fight you about that.
And not if he doesn't find out about it.
What are you looking for, old boy? You looking for something?
I would be downstairs right now. I just can't get back down there.
Yeah, I figured out.
I'm downstairs too.
You just gotta
Sorry.
move your person over.
Without hitting any walls.
Yeah.
Or tell me and I'll move you over.
Help me, DM. Help me.
The problem is not hitting the walls. It's not hitting the tile that sends you into a loop back up the stairs.
Oh God. Okay. I was yo-yoing back and forth.
Yeah, I was trying to move you over the thing that, because if you hit that, I still haven't figured out stairs very well.
All good.
This will get smoother with time.
So what are you looking for, old boy? Something in particular?
The stiff drink. It's
Maybe
not every
try to
day
get
you've been
in?
told you'd die, so.
I got a 12 to find the liquor cabinet for the man wandering around aimlessly looking for.
You find something in the dining room that resembles a liquor cabinet. It's got some stuff in it that you recognize, some stuff in it and you do not recognize. Like there's traditional wine, and then there's wine with labels that you can't read, which is normal for you, but then wine with labels that are in a language you've never even seen before, which is not normal for you. And then there's like a bottle that looks like a coiled snake with that, and
Not that one.
and you can pour it out, and it comes out of the snake's mouth. Like,
Oh, that looks promising.
there's
Is there like a scotch?
there's
Christ's sake.
you do some digging, and you do find several brown liquors that could resemble or be a scotch.
Well, we're gonna go in deep for this one.
Here, here.
Are you doing the snake liquor?
I like go through them and I like sniff each of them, and I seem kind of like I seem perturbed, although I don't say anything as I move through them and look for the most potent drink.
It's definitely the snake one.
Right. Yep, I'll take the snake one.
God damn it.
I just lift the bottle towards the professor in toast.
I'm gonna pour myself a glass, like I would say a gentleman, but I don't know what you consider yourself.
Oh, certainly not a gentleman.
I didn't figure as much by the smell.
So I'm in the bedroom up at the top of the stairs.
Mhm.
You go to the top of the stairs and take a left.
Yep, I
Looks like
see.
it's got a 4-post bed. If
Uh-huh.
I'm looking at it correctly, it looks like there is an archery target
Yeah.
across from the bed.
Yeah, there is.
Okay. All right. Well, my guy can use a light crossbow, so hey, he could get bored, I guess.
We found the liquor cabinet.
Oh, goody. I think I could use right now. And I found my item, which was a odd-shaped bag.
Congratulations.
Plenty here for everyone. Should we have a toast for being dead?
I think that deserves more than a toast.
Like I said, there's plenty.
You really have this thing about being dead, don't you?
No, you are the pixie.
I mean,
Yeah, okay.
I don't think it's something to celebrate, personally. Yeah.
I just kind of shrug a little bit at that. Depends on the kind of life you've lived.
I didn't even catch your name. What's your name again?
Gideon, pleasure to meet you. I actually hold out a hand.
Marcus will extend a hand. Marcus.
I finally made it downstairs. Where's the sound? Where's the everybody sound like they were in?
The room right next to you.
We explored the secret study. I've gone back up to the room because everyone else is finding items in their rooms, and I didn't see mine when I went through the first time because I got distracted by secret doors.
Secret tunnel.
No.
As the smaller gentleman walks in, Marcus will look over. And you, my friend, what is your name?
Cecil Kendrick Huxley III.
Very good. Cecil. I am Marcus. This is Gideon.
Also, quick question, because I know we're not all affecting accents, but where do our accents place us?
Good question. Marcus, where are you from?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Okay. Cecil, where are you from?
I'm English.
English.
Victorian.
Gideon, where are you from?
Oh, definitely English.
And Victorian. Gideon, you've heard of Cecil, while Cecil has not heard of you.
A bit of scandal involved with me.
Wait, kind of furrow my brow, and I'd like to see what I remember of that name.
Sure.
Be a history check?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Really? Well, I used to be the my biography up. What was I? The Earl of was the Earl of Devon for a while. Used to be Sir Cecil Kendrick Huxley.
Would I recognize this name from my studies?
Yeah, you've vaguely familiar with the name. And I mean, you studied archaeology, so you're familiar with Sir Cecil. He is a bit of an eccentric. Probably one of the earliest archaeologists as far as like the archaeology field goes. Did not get a lot of respect in his lifetime. Disappeared
Noticed
mysteriously.
you said were.
Sorry, you cut out.
Noticed you said were.
Yes. Right about the shortly before I went out on my final expedition, there was some, let's say, bad feelings back at home with the monarchy as far as the type of research that I was looking into. My title was stripped, my lands were taken, but thankfully I still had a few friends who gave me a little bit of notice, so we were able to, I was able to shove off before the word got to the harbor. So we were able to still take off on our final expedition.
As he's talking, I just walk over to the liquor cabinet, find another bottle of scotch, walk back over, and offer it to him.
And I look at it in this huge bottle for him now. I go, yes, you happen to have a small glass, would you?
You're dead, mate. Might as well live it up.
I feel this might kill me again.
So let me get this straight. You're the Cecil.
I don't know what you mean by the Cecil. I am Cecil Kendrick Huxley III.
Well, let's just say I'm a connoisseur of the old times, and I've heard of your name multiple times. Though, from what I hear, let's just say you're not looked fondly in my time.
A man
David,
after
what
my own heart.
do you mean your time? I haven't been gone that long. It's been maybe a couple months at most since we left harbor.
Friend, you have been dead for many, many years in my time.
He just opens the bottle, takes a swig.
So, question: are you guys
That is a
drinking
good
something
time.
that resembles scotch, or are you drinking out of the snake bottle?
I'm gonna take my first swig of the snake bottle.
Okay, roll me a
Oh.
con check, please.
Boy.
Check or save?
Save.
13.
You feel good. You feel energized. You feel like you could do anything. Like you've had like that fancy cough syrup.
Oh, like this? This was one of the good potions Mom used to make.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell? This is good. I like look it over for a label.
It does not have a label.
Those are the best ones.
Right, I'm staking a claim on this one.
So out of character, I have been collecting like over 150, close to 200 the mid-Victorian era slang that I plan to be using a lot. Been using up till now. If that's going to be annoying or confusing, let me know and I can stop using it at any point. But I'm going to
I
try and
love
use it
that
as
shit.
okay.
I look
Alright.
forward to it, and
Yes.
in
I was
character, Gideon would probably be the only one who understands it.
Got it.
Same.
Okay.
Half the party will be confused. Half the party will get
Gotcha.
it. We basically
Okay.
broke into the Victorians and the post World War IIs.
All right.
That's a pretty good spread right there. I'm going to pull up a seat and sit down and lay my sword on the table. Just kind of lean back and cradle the bottle in my hands.
He's going to walk a little closer to the sword. Fixturing his monocle a little harder on his eye and just kind of glance at the hilt and at the blade itself, trying to get an idea of the history behind it. See if you can figure out the lineage.
You know how to use one of these?
I've used the regimental swords. This, I'm assuming this is like a medieval style.
Yeah, that's a medieval style longsword.
Yeah. This style, no, I have not used.
Yeah,
It is
surprisingly
fascinating.
finely balanced.
Marcus sets his sword up on the table. You've been using something more like this?
More of like a I can't think of the term. More of like a cavalier sword.
Yeah, saber.
A cavalier,
Like a cavalry saber?
yes.
Definitely not.
Yes, that's more along the lines of what I've been using. Or had been using. In the wars.
Wait, aren't we missing someone?
I believe I saw the young lady going back upstairs, possibly looking for a room to claim for her own.
So, I know who you are, but Gideon, I don't know much about you.
That's
Though,
not surprising.
though I might if you told me your full name.
It doesn't much matter these days. I'm the last one of my family. And we always kept to ourselves.
What is your family name?
I hesitate and kind of swirl the drink around in the bottle and take another swig. Belmont.
That name mean anything to me?
Roll me. God. I'll give you history.
Should I roll a history on
Yeah, you could roll a history. The DC might be a little higher for you though, because you're a little bit further in time.
18?
Back downstairs, I seem to be stuck.
Sure.
Oh, geez.
There you go.
Thank you.
Cecil, you have heard of the Belmonts. Gideon, what has Cecil heard about the Belmonts?
What time period was Cecil plucked from?
Victorian.
Mid Victorian. Okay. I'm just double checking because there's one incident that happened in the late 1800s. They probably might have been known from. All right. Mid 1800s, Belmonts. The Belmonts. They would have been known in certain circles as occultists and investigators. Always a little odd, rich, and quote unquote respected depends on the circles that you ran in. They weren't very sociable.
They would not have been
Um,
respected in your circles, Cecil.
Yeah, they would probably have been looked at as charlatans and all kinds of negative things that you would associate with people who dabble in the occult.
So more than likely, it would have been somebody that I would have it might have actually reached out to.
Yeah, probably. You might not have gotten it much back, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much anyone who gets I would say that in that time period, anyone who got seriously into the occult or supernatural in England would have come across the name Belmont at some point.
Um, Marcus, you've heard the name Belmont. Mystics, charlatans. They didn't do any like real research. You run into a lot of like quote unquote fake research. It's got a Belmont name to attach to it.
You're the ones that believed in things that didn't exist.
Yep, that's us.
Sorry to hear that.
It's all right. Chase boogeymen long enough, and eventually they'll find you.
Does Danielle walk in?
Danielle.
I do indeed.
You watch as Marcus stands up and pulls out a chair for you.
Thank you.
So, I'm Marcus. The one across the table is Gideon. And
Cheers.
the short one over there is Cecil. Though I don't think he's always been.
No, I've always
Cecil?
I've always been Cecil Kendrick Huxley III takes his off and bows slightly. It's never been this latitude, I say.
Oh, well, pleasure to meet you all. Danielle.
And Danielle, what are your specialties? A researcher as well?
I was working as a secretary.
A secretary. Respectable position, of course.
I did well enough to pay the bills.
Where did you work as a secretary at, exactly?
Oh, down in London.
London, very nice. Been there a few times.
What do you people have?
You had asked me a question about who won the war, I believe?
Yes, since you seem to have come after?
Yes, I actually fought in it.
Right, what war are we talking about?
They called it World War II.
That implies there's a World War One.
There was indeed a World War
I'm sorry, a world war?
I. Yes,
And what year did you say that you were from again?
1940.
So in the span of 40 years, there have been 2 world wars.
Yes.
precisely.
Oh, bloody hell.
But England has prevailed.
England did.
They were still standing. I hope we prevailed.
They did.
Starting to feel like I died at the right time.
I guess you could look at it that way, yes.
I mean, you might have been too old to be drafted for the first one.
I am not that old. Gideon actually looks a little put out by that. And then he starts stroking his beard and for the first time seems somewhat embarrassed of his appearance.
How old
How-
would you have been in 1914?
1914, 14 years. I would have been 40.
Nope, would have been drafted.
Yeah, unfortunately, my friend, I think you would have had the same experience as I.
Well, shit.
I mean, you seem like you're built for it, but I don't know. They might have not been able to stand your smell.
Well, we all must answer the call when England country falls.
King and country can be fickle. There are worse things out there too. Well, you know, chasing boogeyman and all that. Take a sniff and then another sip of the drink.
And to answer your question, Danielle, England did prevail with the assistance of America. Right?
The Americans did join. That wasn't, hadn't happened yet.
You did say 1940, yeah, that's correct. We didn't join the war until around 1942.
That's not a long time to hold out, but I suppose you had the whole Atlantic Ocean protecting you.
So this World War was in Europe.
Yes.
Oh, no wonder the Americans didn't bloody care.
Well, yes. I suppose that's true.
Yeah, you know. Why send men to die while others are, I guess?
Are you saying America, the colonies?
Yep, yes, that's them. I'm sorry, when are you from?
Um, mid-18s. Like, those dates are getting kind of confusing now. But they were still dealing with their own internal struggles, last I remember reading about. They were dealing with their issues with slavery and trying to abolish that.
Oh, yes, they were eventually successful. Though, we still have a problem.
Given value of success?
Yeah, wouldn't call it much of a success. With some of the things that I've seen myself. But improvement, I guess.
All right, as you all debate and talk about your recent wars, we're going to call it there for tonight.
Sounds good.
Happy first game, everybody.
Yay!
Went pretty smoothly.
Yeah. Only problem was the stairs. I can live with that.
There could be a lot worse of problems.
Stairs and doors, the curse of
Stairs
any
and
D&D game.
doors. All right. Well, we will pick it up next Tuesday
At
at
7:30.
7:30.
7:30 next Tuesday.
7:30 next
Yep.
Tuesday.
I'll be here.
Was fun to meet everyone's characters.
Yeah.
I'm a thug surrounded by researchers. This is going to be great.
Well,
I'm pure all over again.
Well, you'll be surprised. You may be surprised you can use a sword in this party.
one of those researchers might be a little bit more than just a researcher.
I look forward to shaking Gideon out of his self-pity, too.
Yes.
I mean, if we were only researchers, they wouldn't have interrupted our journey to the afterlife and recruited us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Maybe.
Mhm.
That's all we're going to be doing is researching. Anyway.
Yep. Research and exploration.
Yeah, that's
Do
what I
your
was
decimal
promised.
system. The adventure begins.
Oh, God, what have I signed on for?
Good boy points. Good boy points is what you signed on for.
Also, them apparently covering your tab, or at least it was implied.
Oh, no amount of points can cover that.
All right.
I believe that was supposedly a separate perk.